Welcome back. Last time we got a root shell on this camera, this Cacagoo camera, using the serial console. We then gave an IP address to the wired Ethernet interface and we upgraded that to Telnet by starting BusyBox Telnet-D. So now we've got a Telnet shell on the device. So a serial console, Telnet shell, both as root, which kind of lets us examine how the device operates. Now I've reassembled it slightly. We've got the microphone and the speaker connected. You can hear it beeping periodically. We've got the lens reconnected to it, so the lens is looking up towards the camera that's filming here. Now, why have I done that? It's because I want to pair this camera to the cloud and I want to observe what's going on. So I'll show you the setup we've got here in the virtual machine. So in the first case, we've got this serial console here, which we're just keeping that going in case the Telnet one drops. We've got the Telnet console there. I've also created an access point using one of these two Wi-Fi adapters. So one of these Wi-Fi adapters is acting as an access point, and then another Wi-Fi adapter there is monitoring what's going on. So that might catch some kind of pairing, some kind of communication that goes between the two devices. We've also got Wireshark open, which is capturing the traffic across that access point. So we can see everything going in and out. Now, I've not attempted to intercept any of the communications that's secured by TLS. So there's no messing about with a proxy or anything like that. We're just looking at the traffic. So I'm just going to restart Wireshark there so it's clear. Now, what we're going to do is the phone that you can see here is already connected to that access point. We're already signed in with an account and I'm going to add a camera. Now it gives me a choice mode, Wi-Fi connection or other ways to connect. Let's go for Wi-Fi connection. Wait 20 seconds until you hear a two-tone sequence. So I think this is what this beeping is, this boop boop. I heard the sequence. Connect to Wi-Fi. Now some models of camera support 5 GHz to use the different Wi-Fi network. So it's already seen that we're using the Cacagoo test network. So I've created that AP specifically for this. The password is test 2020. It says pair camera close to your router, okay? I'm going to press next.
Please face the QR code towards the camera lens and wait for it to scan.
Okay. Whoa, ow, 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 that's loud. Okay, so it says...
Connecting to Wi-Fi.
Whoa. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Okay. It's that sound that you can hear there.
Wi-Fi is connected.
It's connected to the Wi-Fi. That sound there, that doodly-doo noise, must have communicated.
Pairing is successful. You can start using your camera now.
So that communicated somehow my Wi-Fi SSID and PSK through to the camera through the microphone. It also told me to face the QR code to the camera. So I've seen this sound thing used before, and I've seen the QR code thing used before, but I've not seen them both used at the same time. So now I can press next.
Pairing is successful.
The pairing's successful, it's told me that.
You can start using your camera now.
So let's call this, you can call it the Crip camera, let's call it Office. Press finish. No, I don't want your premium offerings. Office, that look at my Office, it's really fancy. Let's click on that, connecting, and there you go. There's my hand in front of, you can even see me in front of the camera there. Okay, so we've managed to pair the camera. I can see now, jumping back to Wireshark, we've got loads and loads of UDP traffic. That was the same as what we saw with the Zossi. This is very, very common. Let's stop the scrolling. Now, if we scroll up, I'm expecting to see TLS traffic. Yep, so we've got TLS traffic there. Possibly some MQTT or XMPP, just type DNS in there. Now, the problem is this phone's got so much low quality stuff on it that we're going to be seeing lots of DNS lookups. So it's hard for us to tell which one of these is the one that it's actually using for this cloud connectivity. But now we've got the camera commissioned. So we learned something there. The camera had to be in a pairing mode. We heard that boop boop noise for us to send those credentials to it. It wasn't sending it over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth like a lot of these devices do. So that it couldn't be sniffed from a distance. There's lots of different ways of doing that. Cameras quite often set themselves up as an access point. The phone will then temporarily connect to that access point, often without a password, and then send your Wi-Fi password across to it. It will then disconnect and the camera will reconnect to your network. that's a bit of a problem because it's quite a latent, slow process and quite often doesn't work. The use of a QR code and the sound there to pair the camera means that the camera doesn't have to go into host AP mode, and also it can speak to you. That's important here. This camera has audio feedback to tell you when something isn't quite right. It can say, sorry, I didn't manage to pair to that network. So I'm thinking, what can we reverse engineer here now? Well, we could look on the camera and see where is our Wi-Fi password, where are those credentials stored? Now we saw there was only that backup directory before, which didn't really seem to contain any configuration. So is it stored in there? Is there some non-volatile RAM on this device? So I can take a look at that. We can try and work out, is that QR code just the Wi-Fi access point name and password in the plane? That noise, could we listen to that noise and work out what that username and password are? Now, I'm not saying these are realistic threats, but they're interesting things to reverse engineer. This setup here, where we've got Ethernet, serial, 2 access points, a routed phone, a camera in bits, this kind of thing is day-to-day bread and butter work when you're reverse engineering IoT devices. So again, I hope you learned something from that. I hope that was useful. And we'll try and come back to this with something more interesting to look at, like the QR codes and that noise. I might have a look and see if we can work out how that works. So thanks for watching. If you liked, subscribe, press the notification bell and like. Thank you very much.